My father's voice was sharp, like a blade slicing through the air. "You're no longer part of this family," he declared after I saw their Easter post on social media, a celebration I wasn't invited to. "Don't expect another cent from me," I shot back, my fingers swiftly cutting off their utility payments, canceling every automatic transaction, and arranging for the car I'd purchased to be repossessed. "Just letting you know," I added, my tone cold but steady. Later, my dad called, his voice flat and emotionless. "We're not doing Easter this year. The forecast is awful. Everyone's staying in." No hesitation, no warmth. "No apologies, no promises to reschedule," he said, as if it was trivial, then hung up. I stood in my kitchen, staring at my phone, waiting for a glitch or an explanation that never came. There was no mistake. They hadn't canceled Easter. They'd just excluded me. I'd been sidelined before, but this cut deeper, like they'd stopped pretending I mattered. I tried to shrug it off, ordering takeout and flipping through streaming options to numb the pain. But then my phone pinged, an Instagram notification. My sister had posted a picture. I clicked without thinking. There it was. The entire family gathered around a table laden with glazed ham, creamy mashed potatoes, deviled eggs, fresh rolls, and Mom's famous citrus tart. Mom beamed at the head of the table, my sister raising a glass of cranberry juice with a proud smile. My cousins were there, my aunt, even Uncle Mark, who hadn't shown up in years. Everyone but me. The caption read, "Family is everything. Blessed Easter. Grateful hearts." My hands went cold. They hadn't canceled the holiday. They'd erased me from it. I called my dad. He picked up after 2 rings, casual as ever. "Hey, what's up?" he asked. "You said Easter was canceled," I said, my voice low. "Yeah, the weather," he replied slowly. "That's odd," I said, "because the sun's shining and I just saw your Easter feast on Instagram. Everyone's there, except me." Silence. Then, "Let's not blow this out of proportion," he said. "You lied," I replied. "It wasn't a lie," he countered, pausing before continuing. "You've been distant. It didn't feel right having you this year. Honestly, it's simpler this way." "Simpler for who?" I asked. "For everyone," he said. "You've been acting more like a stranger than family lately." That line stung, sharper than he probably knew. As he rambled on, trying to justify it, I opened an app on my phone, one he'd forgotten I controlled, linked to the car in his name, the one I'd paid for, insurance and all. With 3 taps, I marked it for sale. Confirm. Done. 2 hours later, a tow truck rolled up to his house. He called me when the driver knocked, but I just smiled. This was only the start. It wasn't just about Easter. This had been brewing for years, small wounds piling up until they overflowed. Let me rewind. For 7 years, I'd been quietly propping up my family. It started small, covering gas for my sister, picking up groceries when my parents claimed they were broke after a furnace repair. Then it escalated to paying extra on their utilities, becoming routine, expected. I never protested, even as they mocked me as just some tech guy who'd never amount to much. They never asked about my life, never showed gratitude. But if a payment was late by a day, the guilt trip started. "We're your family. Your sister's struggling. You don't have a spouse or kids. You can handle it." I stayed silent, thinking that's what family loyalty meant. My dad wasn't always this way. When I was younger, he was tough but just. But in my sophomore year of college, he lost his job and never recovered. Something in him shifted. My sister Lily took the reins. She became the family's centerpiece, deciding who was embraced, who was thanked, and who was blamed. I was always the scapegoat. Lily could do no wrong, the golden child. Married at 22, divorced by 24, remarried at 26 to a quiet man named Ethan. He was decent but reserved, almost too reserved. When Lily wanted a fancier wedding venue, I covered it. When their basement flooded, I paid for repairs. When they bought an SUV, I handled the down payment. Never a thank you. Then there was the car. My dad's credit was shot from an unpaid loan. He said he needed a vehicle to get back on his feet. I didn't hesitate, bought him a used Honda Accord, covered the payments and insurance. It was in my name but registered to him. "Just paperwork," he said. "You don't need it anyway." I should have seen the warning signs. This year, I'd finally paid off a massive credit card debt, mostly from an emergency root canal my mom swore she'd repay. She didn't. But I told myself it was fine. I could breathe again. I even dreamed of a trip to Italy. Then Easter hit. They claimed the gathering was off, citing bad weather. I believed them. Then I saw the Instagram post, everyone smiling around a table, my childhood handmade centerpiece right in the middle. That hurt. But the comments were worse. My aunt wrote, "So glad everyone could come, even Ethan's parents flew in. Too bad Charles couldn't make it again." Lily replied, "He said he had better things to do, can't force someone to value family." My stomach churned. She'd lied. painting me as the one who didn't care. Everyone bought it. The next morning, I checked my bank app and saw an unfamiliar charge, a payment to a wedding planner. My heart sank. It was from an old card I'd let Lily use 2 years ago for Ethan's surprise party. Recent charges showed thousands spent in weeks. I called the planner, feigning confusion. "Oh yes," she chirped. "The vow renewal ceremony." "It's all set for next Saturday. Your card covered the deposit." A vow renewal? My pulse raced. They'd excluded me again and used my money to do it. I didn't yell or confront them. I acted smarter. I listed my dad's car for sale. While waiting for the tow company, I canceled their utility auto payments, disconnected their grocery delivery account, and removed myself from their streaming plan. Petty? Maybe, but it felt right. 2 hours later, the tow truck arrived at Dad's. That's when the texts started. "Lily, what did you do? Why's Dad's car gone?" "Dad, did you sell it? That's our car." "Me, no, it's mine. Registered to you because your credit's garbage. My generosity is over. Happy Easter." "Lily, you're insane. You're destroying this family." "Me, you already did. I'm just sweeping up the mess." She called 7 times. I ignored her, but then Ethan texted, "Can we meet?" I didn't know this was happening. "I think I need out." I stared at his message. For the first time, someone else saw Lily for who she was. The vow renewal was set for Saturday in a quaint garden with fairy lights and handwritten vows. I knew the details because I'd paid for them. By Thursday, I'd told the planner to cancel it and reported the charges as fraud to my bank, submitting proof to start a case. Lily could sort that out. Ethan and I met the night before at a quiet diner far from family. He looked exhausted, drained. "I'm sorry," he said before sitting. I shrugged. "You didn't take anything from me." He nodded. "I knew she used your card once for a party, but this? It's too much." He slid an envelope across the table. "Screenshots, bank records, proof. Thought you'd need it." I took it without looking. "You leaving her?" I asked. "I want to," he whispered, "but I'm scared of her reaction." I understood but felt no fear anymore. Saturday came. I wasn't invited but went anyway. I waited until everyone was seated under the white tent, waiters pouring sparkling cider, flowers on every table. Mom sat up front, teary-eyed. Dad adjusted his watch. Lily stood under the canopy in a white dress holding Ethan's hand, smiling like everything was flawless. She didn't see me at first. I walked down the aisle in jeans and a dark shirt, holding the envelope Ethan gave me. A guest gasped. My uncle muttered, "Is that him?" Lily's smile vanished. "What are you doing here?" she snapped, stepping back. I stopped a few feet away, locking eyes. "Don't worry, I'm not staying, just delivering a gift." She crossed her arms. "If you're here to ruin this..." I held up a document. "This proves my card paid for this event." The crowd murmured. I raised another. "This is your email to the planner, using my name and card." Another. "This is Ethan's bank statement, showing money you claimed was for emergencies. It wasn't." Lily froze, speechless. Ethan stepped forward. "She lied to everyone," I said loudly. "She used my money, deceived you all, and made me the villain while you enjoyed the party I funded." Mom stood. "That's enough," she said. "Don't ruin..." I cut her off. "You don't get to talk. Maybe you didn't know about the money, but you knew who she was and always chose her side. I was just the bank, never family." I looked at Lily. "The bank's closed." Ethan faced her. "I'm done," he said. "Find someone else to manipulate." He walked out. I followed, ignoring her shouts. That night, I turned off my phone and sipped cranberry juice in silence. Peace, finally. By morning, I had 21 missed calls. 6 from Mom, 5 from Dad, 3 from Lily, the rest unknown, likely family who witnessed it. I ignored them, except one text from Ethan. "Thank you. Not just for what you did, but for showing me I'm not crazy. You helped more than you know." I felt a weight lift, closure maybe. But Lily wasn't done. 3 days later, a lawyer's letter arrived, claiming I caused her emotional distress and public humiliation. I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my coffee. I sent her lawyer 30 pages of evidence, transaction records, messages, video from the vow renewal. Yes, I'd recorded it. And Ethan's signed statement. I also filed a countersuit for the unauthorized charges, emotional damage, and financial betrayal, and reported her to the bank for fraud, freezing her accounts. The venue she tried to rebook canceled again. Then Mom showed up with a tray of zucchini bread, as if that fixed anything. I didn't open the door, watching through the peephole as she whispered into her phone. She knocked again. "Honey, let's talk," she said softly. My phone buzzed. A voicemail from Dad, his voice stiff. "You've made your point. Stop this. You're tearing us apart." I got texts from Lily. "You happy? You won. Everything's ruined." From Mom. We never thought you'd go this far. Why not talk first? From Dad. This isn't you. What happened to our son? Then one from Uncle Tom. I saw what you did. None of us had the guts. Respect. I replied only to Ethan. You okay? He answered instantly. Free for the first time in years. Lawyers ready? Divorce papers filed? Got a new place and a therapist? Lily's claiming you hacked her accounts and turned me against her. Your parents believe her? I'm done protecting her? I thanked him and slept soundly that night. 2 weeks later, my cousin Sarah, a longtime Lily supporter, texted, I had no idea it was this bad. She said you cut us off because you thought you were above us. I'm sorry. Did she really use your card for the wedding? I sent one screenshot. She replied, wow. She told Grandma you gave it willingly. Then the twist, Grandma called. She saw the video. My heart stopped. What video? I asked. The one your cousin recorded. It's in the family chat. I hadn't shared it, but someone did. Sarah added, Grandma said you were right. I was wrong to trust Lily changed. She's leaving you the house. I called Grandma. Her voice was steady. You've earned it, she said. I should have done this sooner. Lily would have sold it for handbags. You gave when no one else did. I cried. Not for the house, but because someone finally saw me. Then Lily texted, you win. It didn't feel like victory, just truth exposed. 3 months later, the vow renewal was canceled, Lily and Ethan's divorce was underway, and her lawsuit against me was thrown out. The judge barely glanced at my evidence before saying, is this for real? My countersuit is pending, with settlement floating around. If I win, half the money goes to a charity in Lily's name. Justice with the twist. My parents haven't contacted me since court. Mom sent one photo of an empty Father's Day table with, hope you're satisfied. I didn't reply, just sipped cranberry juice on my new apartment's balcony, 3 states away. They don't know I moved. I owe them nothing now. Grandma's house is mine. Her letter in shaky handwriting said, you gave without expecting anything. This is yours for that. I cried again. Do they miss me? Doubtful. They've lied to themselves so long, truth feels like betrayal. But my life began when I left. I'm running again, writing, making friends who don't ask for handouts. I booked a one-way ticket to Italy. I leave next week. Lily's final text, you should have stayed silent. Now everyone knows. I replied, they do. And now I do too. Then I blocked her. If you're stuck in that role, always giving, always blamed, hear me. You don't owe them your peace, your money, or your silence. You don't have to burn yourself to keep their world warm. Sometimes walking away is the bravest act, not because you stopped loving them, but because you finally loved yourself. Family means showing up when it counts. If they won't, leaving is what counts. I've never felt more alive. So, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with what happened, or do you see it differently? Let us know your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories. See you in the next one.